into this video experiment. So you may notice I am sitting in the roof, so I explain experiment temperature reaction right now in there. So we need a space. Which then bad this bottle and then was ammonia. So basically you may know ammonium chloride react with calcium hydroxide to make a calcium chloride and ammonium hydroxide. So ammonium hydroxide is then was ammonia dash water plus oxygen. So oxygen is directly flying out through this tube because oxygen is soluble in water. Ammonia is highly soluble in water. So basically there are ammonia then dry or wet ammonia gas. If wet ammonia gas is very soluble in water instead of the dry ammonia. So that's why one more process is needed. If you not made an ammonia, you can only still use ammonia gas. Then you can use a calcium hydroxide chloride filled with one other test tube and then attach two ways dot. One way that this tube which is for your main test tube and then other tube which is the calcium chloride, and then you can need this test your gas pass with ammonia chloride gas pass with calcium chloride to filter and dry that because calcium chloride is drying agent. Now try. So only I tell first a warning. Warning is that because ammonia I put a salt, both salt 2:3 ratio. I meant you can put a salt by mass ratio. Now put this tube on top. Now first fix this because it will not fall out test tube while I eating it. Now place this water bottle in here and take this tube, pass into this tube. Although when put this tube, keep in mind tube is put all the way down because so tube is sometimes it's little bit left out, so that's why it leak here. But this time you might be thinking they are open top side. So once gas is reduced, it not leak out upside, but it is not because it is highly soluble in water. And right now I fill up 50 ml of roughly 50 ml of water. After I measure because it is the ammonia base solution and now try to turn on Bunsen burner. Now I carefully place this test tube in Bunsen burner face right sidewise because some splashing condition it cannot splash in my face or some smoke cannot come out my face. So that's why I put right this way, so it is the best way to place opposite the test tube mouth and your own mouth is opposite way and little bit it. So if you see in there there are bubbles just forming, which is no, their reaction is producing tiny little bubbles. So that stage what we tend to do, we can take a pH paper, hold it, limit me, open a pH paper. So once you can see if I eat them, so they are produce bubbles and throw it the bottle inside. So it's right now it's thrown in my in bottle. See what's happening. Although my is little bit green, there are little bit ammonia is produced, but accidentally my flame is because there are large amount of air written on the reflame again. There. Now I one thing more mentioned. Because it's produced ammonia gas which is flammable for tip away tube for fire. And one more thing, if you see there, right now bubble is not coming, but my flame is again extinguishing, I think. If you eat them, so you can see there are bubble is producing still. Now we place one more pH paper. There's a pH paper right there, which produce tiny little of ammonia gas. But why it's produce tiny amount? Because my tube is tiny, so that's why tiny bubbles. For testing this pH paper is. pH paper goes there. But if you notice there, in test tube there are some source of fluid. I mean the salt is converted in the water. Just I say, it produces a little bit water in there. In test tube, if I shade them, you may see they are produced. So tiny little gas is produced at that time. Just wait a while. Keep it very carefully. Never eat too much, because this is the last step, which might be blown while I wait. It's tiny little bubbles. It's coming because due to they are inner diameter of this tube. Now first show a test tube side. So there are, if you can see, well, I little bit shade carefully well now, while not make a mess. You can see there are water inside, which is there. All the sparks are coming, which is due to their air wind, and if you focus there, though there's no any more bubbles, it's coming. It might be the chemical form is produced, but little bit wait more. Just little bit. Now just take some sort of cloth in this. I did a matchstick, and please wipe this, or you can use paper towel as well. Carefully wipe them. When you wipe, you can see there are some sort of fluid. There is a melt of salt. I think the reaction can take a little bit time more while it starts. So just leave little bit long. So although this water still goes green, because there are pH paper. So once I throw a pH paper, pH paper will go inside. And you can see I eating right now. And if you see there does not produce gas anymore. So once you get pH again, you get the pH by putting a pH paper. One more piece. And it's a little bit green. Now, if you let's see there. If you can see there a form of water, which is right there. If I little bit shade them in there, so you can see water, which is form of this reaction. Now, what happened to do? We can put a two water solution. Extinguish the lamp. First, put these two solutions in these, and then check the pH and see what's happening. Carefully pop out. So place solution right there, which form of water, and this is a powder little starch, which is a calcium chloride. One more solution, which if I took out this one tube and put a little solution in here. first. So this time a little bit more. So if now it is a pH paper, what first? They are with a pH paper. So I put the paper and dip in solution. Which solution come out bottle? This bottle. So you can see lightish green. But if I put the new paper, this paper to other solution. So basically I add a calcium hydroxide and ammonium chloride. So basically calcium hydroxide is also hydroxide. So I am using pH, meaning hydroponic test paper. So that's why it's always I put when it is always green, because there is I added base. So that's why it is not a good idea to do that. But I am doing next. So basically you know the ammonia is little hydrochloric acid, very carefully. If you know well, you put close the ammonia and hydrochloric acid to close, that can produce a large amount of smoke or fumes. So that's why we can put a little bit tap with hydrochloric acid and close them and see what is going in there. Very carefully dealing with acid, because this is acid. It is very carefully 37%. So just look what, not a little bit, it's enough. Now if I place this, anything is nothing. Now I mix them, and like now if there, you can see it's produced smoke. Little bit close. You can see it's produced smoke by of the reaction side. If I weigh them to this solution, it is not produced. Let's wait. Not produced. But if you might, it might be say, hydrochloric acid normally is produced more when open condition. Right now, there is no chemical. Let's see it's produced smoke or not. You can see there's no any kind of smoke coming. Only smoke comes when I take this tap hydrochloric acid to close of this solution, which I get for my test tube. So I now very carefully now mix them, because this time this is ammonia will contaminate with a calcium chloride, so that's why it is highly reactive with this. If you mix them, that step might be catch fire, because there I add a calcium hydroxide which is strong base and hydrochloric acid strong acid. So I'll close them a little bit close. Put ammonia in angle, because right now it's little bit problem, because my ammonia this way we can produce large amount of ammonia, but right now my mat is little bit long, so that's why my ammonia solution yield is less which I expect them. And before pass one thing discuss. So you might be say what you may think well, this is ammonium chloride solution. So ammonium chloride solution is basically made of ammonia and hydrochloric acid. So that's why when you close this, that's why you might be thinking there are ammonia is highly reactive with hydrochloric acid fumes. But ammonium chloride is also a salt, ammonia based salt. So that's why this salt is also react with these. So there's how you identify it is formation of ammonia or still ammonium chloride is left, which I put in the test tube. So one way I clear your doubt, and you can see I put ammonium chloride into this. Now first I check the pH. So this is a basic normal water, tap water. Although it's a pure clear water, you can see no pH. Now I put ammonium chloride. So put a little bit ammonium chloride. Try the water. Why I use twice water? Because I am level these two things properly because it's that's why I put a large amount of concentrated solution of now I put away and just see this is terrible dangerous by dangerous hydrochloric acid. Place away and now I put the paper and I think just a little bit. It's still pH neutral because acid ammonia is weak base. Let's see wait. And real solution is there, which I did refilter it and after filter it because for remove extra calcium chloride. Let's go close. Where this the other solution I earlier made, which is ammonia or something contamination because there are calcium chloride is present in this reaction because it is a side product calcium chloride is, which I refilter it because it is not soluble in water. Just I put a little bit there. And this video is very much you very soon. Pause.